it's Amanda here from Lolli Lulu Crafts, and today we are making a very pink card. Now I've prepped quite a few of the items because just really I didn't think that it was that interesting for you guys to see me doing a load of die cutting. If you want to know more details about how I die cut, etc., then there are plenty of videos on my channel where I actually do that in the video, but I just thought for this one we're going to concentrate on putting it together rather than watching me just put it through the machine. What I will do is put the name of the product at the bottom of the page as we get to it, so you'll know exactly which die cut it is and what cardstock, etc. Okay, so let's get crafting. Okay, so the first thing I did was I cut out the sentiments. So I've got one here in my cardstock that I want to use and one in foam, and I'm going to stick that on top of that, and that creates almost like a sort of a chipboard look. But if you haven't got foam or you just don't prefer using that in that way, then cut maybe 4 in your cardstock and then just stick them together exactly as I am with the foam, but just do obviously more times, and that will probably create the thickness that you need. But I thought that for this occasion, I've done it both ways, but for this occasion I thought I would go for the foam. I went for this pale pink because I've got this darker pink and this pale pink, which hopefully you can see it kind of goes quite well with the pink of the foam. So when you see it from the side, just very slightly side on, you'll get that kind of shadowed, opposite to shadow really, a lighter look on the side, and I thought that would be kind of nice to have that showing through. So we're going to stick that down first of all, and I'm going to try using this. I haven't used one of these Zig pens for absolutely ages, so I thought I'll try and stick it down with this. Hopefully I can be quick enough and it will stick to the foam. So let's just bob a bit more around, make sure all the pieces will stick down okay. Right, and then move that out the way, grab our other piece here. Oh, stuck to my finger, it's got a little bit gone through to the other side, but we can tidy that up. Not going to get too worried about that, and I just want to make sure it's properly matching what's underneath. Now there were little dots to those eyes and I forgot and I threw them away, but actually I'm not too worried. And again with this I'm not too worried about the glue going on the front, because I am actually going to put some glitter on it as well, just to give it a bit of sparkle. I think that's fine. So next what we want to do is put our, actually we don't want the adhesive there, I want to put some adhesive on the front here. There we go. So we just give that a second, and then I've got this crystal glitter, and I'm just going to pop that over the top. So I'm just going to sprinkle that so it really covers it. It doesn't matter how much you put down because you're going to tip it all back in. So I'm just going to cover it completely up, and then I'm going to just let that sit for a second and let the glitter absorb into that adhesive. And then we want to turn that around, give it a little tap, get any excess off, and there, isn't that gorgeous? So there you go, very oh there you go, you can really see it, there we go. Isn't that pretty? So we'll put that to one side so it dries off completely. I'm going to leave that glitter there for the minute, because what I want to do is take this here. Now this is a piece, hopefully you can see, of a paler pink, and I embossed it with these gorgeous flower embossing folder, and then I die cut it out using this rectangle that had the pierced dots around the edge, but I want to just add a little edge of glitter. So all you're going to do is just take this pen and just use that to run along the edge. Not always that easy, it might be better if I'm balanced, that's it. So then we're going to take our glitter here. There you go, look. Can you just see that? And hopefully you can just see that as well. It's very hard to catch glitter in here in these lights, because believe it or not, the lights are so strong it kind of neutralizes it. These, I've got some corner pieces that I cut out, and I think that might look quite nice to add some glitter to these. So let's go around the edges. Kind of sweet. I don't know whether to do those edges as well. Let's go for it. There we go. So that's that one. So again, pop it to one side to let it dry off. And let's do these ones. So now we know I'm going to go around all the sides. I'm going to quickly do these. So the next thing I want to do before while those are drying is I took a piece of card, and it was A4, so I just folded it and used my bone folder. So I've got that, and I've got my darker pink and my paler pink cardstock, and we're going to pop that on the inside of my card away. Now I cut this to size, and I think it might look nice if we used some corner chomper on it. So I've got one here, it's got deco and stubs, so let's try deco. I can't remember what that one looks like. Oh, cute. Can you just see that? Yeah. Pop that in, well, pretty central, I think. Okay, and then on the front here I want to cover that, but I actually want to take a smidgen off the edge because I want it to be a little bit of the white showing, just a little bit. I think it'll be nice just to see that. So that's the right width. So if we take what I estimate about 1/4 of an inch off the width of an A4 piece of card, just take a pencil and mark it for the correct height that we want, because it's much easier to do it that way. And then we just go in with our little baby guillotine here. There we go. Okay, so then we're going to again stick that down. Okay. So now we're going to pop the card to the side, and we are going to work on this piece here. And I've got these bits here that I die cut. So we've got this. I need to actually bring my card back in for a minute because it helps me for positioning, because we need to know roughly, yes, so we want to go to that half point on these ones to stick it down. Just put some adhesive, any old how, striping across, line up. We said we wanted it at that half point. make sure if possible that the lines here that go down are roughly equal each side, so that it looks nicer. It just looks better if it's more evenly spaced. I'm not going to push that down yet because I want to try and make sure that I've got this one lined up the same. So let's just have a little look. That looks about right, so let's pop it down. Okay. And by doing that there, it doesn't matter that the adhesive is through the gaps because we're going to be sticking it down anyway. So then what I want to do is cut this. So that's our top and bottom done. So what I want to do is take this and just cut it in half-ish. It doesn't have to be perfect, but because you're not going to see most of it, what we're going to do next is then add that so that it's that edge there is going to line up with the edge at the back. So the good thing again is we can just do this on the back. This time I'm going to put the tape onto this bit because that's more than enough, because again we're sticking this down, so it's not going to be a problem. Just want to be sure. We need to cut these bits off because they're going to show, so we'll just cut those off. We don't want those sticking out. So what I want to do is make sure that this is nice and even central. Again, just cut this bit off. Before I completely stick it, let's have a look, make sure I'm happy with the position. Perfect. Now at the moment I know it looks a bit weird because we've got sort of like this weird edge here, but don't worry, we will be making that work. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is stick this down. Now we've got embossing here, we've got extra layers with the die cutting, so for this we are definitely going to use a wet glue because it really just will not work with your tape pens or tape glues even. You need something that's going to sink into these dips and hollows. Just see, there's like thicker bit in the middle, thicker there where on the edges where you've got the layers, etc. So it just gives it an opportunity to hopefully stay put. And then I just want to make sure, and obviously the bits around the edges, the die cut parts, they're not going to be glued down, but I'm not too worried about that. That looks pretty even, I think. And again, I don't want to press it too hard. It's got the thickness of the glue, we can feel it taking, but again if I press too hard it's just going to go all the way out. So it's definitely sticking. I can feel it, like you can feel it when you touch it that it's sort of adhering. So we're going to leave it well alone on that. So then the next thing we need to do is put our corner pieces in, and now you can see how that's just covering up that sort of funny edges that we had here and just hiding that. So I'm just trying to go where there's bits that are a little bit thicker. We don't need every single part to stick. The sides obviously quite important, and that edge there. Okay, and then what we want is that those two edges to line up with the pink, not the white. So So just pop that down and hope. Yay, stuck. That's good. Okay, so that's all 4 corners popped down. And okay, so now we need to put on our sentiments. So just push that back out of the way, and I'm going to put some of this adhesive again on the back. I think this will be a bit stronger, and we need that extra strength. Because it's a bit heavier now with that extra layer on it. So then we're just going to grab that. That'll do it. And then also the other good thing to put the wet adhesive on is, again, we're placing it down onto the embossed area, so we want to be sure that where there's dips and valleys and mountains, that it sticks down nicely. Just make sure it's looking straight. That's better. Okay, so I've positioned some sequins. I don't know if you can just see there, one there, there. I'll bring you up close when I've stuck them down. So I'm just going to take a tiny blob of the gel glue. Actually, I'm going to take a big blob of the gel glue, and I'm going to stick. I've got this lovely gem. It was from Chloe's, and it's a new, I hadn't actually heard of them, and I saw it in a magazine, and so I ordered a few bits. They were mostly Christmas, and this was actually part of the Christmas collection, I believe, but I just really liked it. For this, I thought it worked well. So we put a blob of the glue gel on the bottom. It's really strong, so it helps keep it to stay put. And then I'm going to take some of that off my little tool here, because otherwise I'll end up with too much down on the card. And we'll pop a little sequin in position. There we go. So let me show you that. So we've got those 3 there. We've got that one in there. You can see the colour's really good for it. And then we've got that beautiful bigger gem there. And then one in the corner, so that looks really cool. And then the final little touch that I want to do is I want to use these, because I don't know if I said it earlier or not now, I can't remember, but I accidentally threw away the dots from the eyes. But actually, I think this might work. These are actually self-adhesive, these little gems, so I think we should be okay if we're careful. And I used the slightly paler pink because and they're glittery. I don't know if you can see because you're a bit far away. Yeah, you can just see, look, they're glittery. But I used the slightly paler pink because with the glitter on top of that dark pink, it kind of came off more sort of lighter, came off lighter. So I thought the paler pink worked for it. So then we just add in the little dots for our eyes, make sure they're level. I think that one's slightly high. There we go. So that's that. So that's our finished card. I don't think we can really add anything else to that. I think that's just enough. I think there's a little bit more sparkle than perhaps you're getting here, as I showed you before, all around the edges here, and our little gems and sequins, and then just that on the inside to give us space to write. So I hope you've enjoyed making this with me, and I hope you like the finished card. If you have, I would love it if you could give this video a thumbs up. It really does help let YouTube know that you've enjoyed the video, and then they spread the word to other people that like videos that are crafty, because you obviously will have been watching craft videos, I'm sure. So it just helps me get more viewers, so I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and don't forget, if you want to see photos of the finished card, do go on across to the blog post, link in the paragraph below this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.